At the party, I gave my husband a reassuring smile and said, "Don't worry, he just wants to chat." The words slipped out smoothly, almost as if rehearsed, designed to sound innocuous. Music floated softly through the room. Glasses clinked, laughter bubbled nearby. Yet beneath it all, tension thrummed through me. The man a few feet away had requested a private word, and I agreed without hesitation. I trusted that transparency would keep the evening calm. My husband nodded, placing his confidence in me as he always did. That trust felt unexpectedly weighty in that instant, heavier than I could have anticipated. Parties blur lines so easily, conversations intertwine, intentions hide behind pleasantries, and assumptions fill every gap. I convinced myself that nothing could go wrong amid a crowd. I was mistaken. Some moments alter everything, not through spectacle, but by revealing truths you didn't know you were standing upon. That smile marked the last point at which things felt normal. We moved a few steps aside, still visible to everyone. He leaned closer than necessary, lowering his voice as though secrecy added gravity. At first, it was small talk, work, shared acquaintances, innocuous observations. Then the tone shifted. Compliments replaced neutral remarks. Familiarity replaced formality. I laughed nervously, attempting to steer the conversation back into safe waters. Across the room, I sensed my husband's gaze, calm and trusting, unaware. I didn't want a scene, didn't want to seem overreactive, didn't want to humiliate anyone. That hesitation mattered. Publicly crossed lines rely on silence to shield the offender. I realized too late that I had misjudged the situation. The room felt louder, harsher, impossible to slip away from. I told myself it would be over in moments. I didn't know those moments would unravel everything I thought I understood about trust, perception, and consequence. Then, suddenly, he said something he shouldn't have, something intimate, charged, assuming a permission he never possessed. The words shattered the space between us like glass. I froze. My smile vanished instantly. Nearby conversations faltered, sensing the shift. I stepped back, heart racing, and said his name sharply, loud enough for others to hear. Silence spread outward, heads turned. My husband stepped forward, confusion etched across his face. The man attempted a laugh, calling it a joke, but jokes do not empty a room of sound. I met my husband's eyes and watched clarity unfold. Trust giving way to understanding in real time. That was the moment everything changed. No yelling, no accusations, just the stark arrival of truth. The room stilled because everyone sensed an irreversible revelation, with no graceful way to pretend otherwise. My husband asked calmly what had been said. Calm questions can be far more terrifying than shouts. I replied honestly, without embellishment or restraint. Each word carried weight, deliberate, unavoidable. The man stumbled, retreating, apologizing, seeking allies that no longer existed. People shifted uneasily, some retreating as if physical distance could erase implication. The host hovered, unsure whether to intervene or step back. My husband didn't raise his voice. He didn't threaten. He simply nodded once, slowly. That single gesture held more gravity than anger ever could. He took my hand and thanked the man for revealing himself. The phrasing stunned everyone. Then he turned to the room. "We are leaving. No explanations, no speeches." Silence followed us to the door, thick and absolute. When dignity exits quietly, it leaves sound with nowhere to go. Outside, the cool air hit my face, and my composure finally broke. I apologized repeatedly, explaining my intentions, assumptions, mistakes. My husband listened without interruption. When I finished, he spoke softly. My honesty mattered more than the incident itself, but he added something harder. Trust survives truth, but not minimization. He valued my speaking up, yet the night had altered his perception of the room, the people in it, the boundaries we needed. I realized then that initial silence had almost cost us clarity at the end. We sat in the car a long time before leaving, letting adrenaline drain. The party carried on without us, but it no longer mattered. What mattered was that falsehood had been exposed. Exposure always reshapes relationships, whether you are ready or not. In the days afterward, messages came from attendees, apologies, explanations, softened versions of events. We didn't respond. Truth needed no defense. My husband and I spoke at length, honestly, about boundaries we assumed were understood but never explicitly defined. That conversation changed us more than the incident itself. We learned how environments pressure silence, and how crucial it is to address discomfort before it causes harm. I carried guilt for trusting too easily. My husband carried disappointment. Not in me, but in those who watched silently until forced to witness. Growth often arrives through unease, not intent. That realization stayed with me. Our relationship didn't fracture that night. It recalibrated. We became more deliberate, aligned, and less concerned with appearances. The memory of the room falling silent still surfaces occasionally, not in fear, but as reminder. Moments like that teach how swiftly respect dissolves when assumptions replace boundaries. I learned that smiling through discomfort protects no one. Speaking clearly, even if it disrupts a room, preserves what matters. My husband's calm showed that strength doesn't need volume. It requires certainty. That certainty carried us forward. Looking back, when I said, "Don't worry, he just wants to talk," I believed it. What followed proved assumptions are fragile. One sentence shattered the illusion. The silence that followed spoke louder than words ever could. Lesson: ignored discomfort grows power. Addressed discomfort creates clarity. That night didn't humiliate us. It revealed who truly belonged in our lives and who did not. Sometimes the quietest rooms carry the loudest truths.